Hey, here we are. We're live. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, lurkers. I saw that. Who said that? Annie Bear. Hi, Annie Bear.
Maybe we're the lurkers, Annie Bear.
What's that?
Maybe you and I are the lurkers.
Yeah.
We can lurk on this chat. We can just watch this chat.
So hopefully I will figure out this StreamYard bit. I'm not comfortable with this at all.
It doesn't take much to get comfortable with it. It's pretty easy, actually.
Yeah. But they keep changing things up. And so since I don't use it that much, then I get on and it's all different. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a good job, Danny.
So far.
Well, we're on. I mean, that's all that counts.
Well, that's right. We're on.
Danny is really new StreamYard and getting us on live.
All right. So I got my moon shirt on instead of the alien waving, but because Skywalking with moon. Oh. But I got to throw a little political shade in there, and I got where is it? There. My crazy cat.
Oh, okay.
Right? So, we're throwing a little, and we're not doing that on this show. There's going to be very little politics unless I can sneak it in.
You don't have to sneak it in because I don't do politics.
I know. So I'm going to have to trick you.
No. You won't trick me. There's a lot of people who try to trick me into all that.
Oh my gosh!
I'm not trickable on politics.
Okay, we're gonna have a bet. Can I trick Dr. Gail into divulging some political information that we need to know? I say yes.
I say no.
All right. So you may not even know I may not even know it's happening. But okay, enough of that. So here's I pulled some questions so that we can get some more people, wait for some more people in, and then we'll ask some. Oh, I think I need to pin a question on you.
Yeah, star them.
Yeah, how do I do that? There was one.
You highlight them, and then the star will show up on the right hand side, and you just hit that. Be able to start, get a light up as blue.
Okay, so oh yeah, star. I see it.
Okay, and then you can start. And you see up at the top when you want to go to your questions, you see live and starred.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
Go up to the starred questions when you want to get back to the live chat. You go to live.
Awesome.
There.
Cool.
Yeah.
So anybody that has a question, I think I got this down. Is SAPCE on the thumbnail? What? You're right.
What's that?
Kimberly, I misspelled space.
That sounds like something I would do.
She says, "What tea did you drink this morning?"
Yeah, exactly.
Scotch. All right. I don't know. I don't think I can change it. Can I?
Probably at the end of the show.
Later. I'll do it later.
Yeah.
I'll do it later. All right. So we're gonna talk about one of the things that I just think is really, really cool is some of the names of these spaceship companies. Space is spelled SAPCE, ship companies that are, and this one is a commercial cargo ship, which flashes me back, to Aliens and all the space movies. So they did a test, and it's an acoustic test of the first Dream Chaser cargo ship. I'm like, what a cool name. I'm like, dream chaser. And then I go, oh, what destruction are they going to bring in their chasing their dream? And the name of the ship is called Shooting Star. So here's the question. When we start going off into commercial flight into space, which I think it's probably initially going to be for mining, and this is what I get. How do you think that it's going to be received in the galactic community?
They're waiting for us because they want to do open commerce with us.
Okay.
So yeah, they're waiting for us to do that. I mean, for them right now, they are. I mean, there's commerce going on Saturn. It's where I'm going to make sure on that Saturn that they're having the commerce with us, a commerce center, and that means that they won't be just dealing with the elite.
Right. Okay. So this commerce center, is it like IKEA, or would it be more upscale?
I've seen a lot of exchange of food. I've seen grains like that that'll be exchanged there. That the farmers will be able to directly be able to collaborate with other beings on farming.
On farming. Okay, so now to me, this is all kind of tying in together, because I want to go into water a little bit later. Because when I first thought of this, the images that I got were minerals, but that could also be food, how they use minerals and things from Earth. But I think it's what's in water. The other question that I wrote down is the International Space Station. It feels to me like this is preparing us, working tightly with different cultures, is preparing us in a way to deal with the galactic community. Do you see that or is the galactic community, when we go do these commercial jaunts into space, are they going to surprise us? What do you think? Or do we know that they're there?
One more time with that question. I don't know exactly what you're asking.
Well, me neither.
Are you just saying like the people that are stuck up in space, are they stuck up there so we can get more comfortable with the idea of being up there and living in these space stations, or
it feels like to me that that space station that we have up there now is a testing ground on how to get along with different people on the planet,
right,
which is going to translate into getting along with different galactic beings of the universe. And my sense is that they're already being introduced to ETs when they're up there. And so they're going to be bringing that information on how to deal with these for the commercial side of it, the commercial exploration of it.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think I'm almost thinking that you're reading more into it than it actually is, with them being stuck up there.
Okay.
I don't think this was on purpose. Is that what you're saying? You think this happened on purpose? No, they did not.
You mean the people that are stuck up there on the Starliner?
Or is that what you're talking about? Or are you just
talking about the whole International Space Station working together with different cultures on the planet?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And It's just a stepping stone so that they can figure out how to work with different galactic energies. And they're being introduced to different galactic energies right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they are. And but I think I'm just getting that there's going to be something more formal. I don't know, more formal, or some way that we're going to be introduced to them. Not kind of like that. I'm not really sure how it's going to present itself, but I think that's going to be separated from us when we're up there meeting them. And I'm not sure why I'm seeing this as a separate thing. Like these are two different separate issues. I'm not sure why I'm seeing that.
Okay.
It's like almost like they're going to keep that space station as the space station.
Yeah.
And whatever goes on there goes on there. And then whenever we're talking about commerce on the Saturn, that's like a whole different area that we will be going up there and meeting these different ETs and things like that and learning how to get along with them there. So it's two different issues.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And certainly I can see that and that resonates with me too. I was just wondering if we're getting prepped in the space station and they're bringing that information down to the powers that be to do this commercial stuff.
Actually, we're being prepped directly by the ETs because they are taking us up to spaceships. We are being introduced to these different ETs. So as I said, I'm seeing that it's just two totally different issues because we're already doing that. And part of the thing that we're having to get used to is not exactly seeing them or meeting them, is that we have to physically get ready because of the different vibrations that we're exposed to and our bodies, the way they'll react to that. So we're having this slow introduction or bringing us up to the spaceship so we can start getting used to that. For some reason, they showed me, or let me physically experience the fact that when I started going to the spaceship in the beginning, I was nauseated for like 5 days afterwards. I was really sick, like flu sick. And then it happened again recently when I started working with water, that I'm starting to get sick because I'm going to a different vibration there. So I think the more it's two separate things. Like they're probably getting prepared, but they're more on military sector or research sector, where we'll be more starting off with the commerce sector. And they're having to prepare us for a lot of that. And as I said, it's not, seeing them is going to be feeling them is what's really going to get us. I
know for me personally, I've been having a lot of dreams that are taking me to space. A lot of I've been really, 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 really tired, and lately the last couple of days more energy. So it's like, oh, maybe they're done with me for now for this.
Giving you a break. Well, and also letting it settle in. I think there's a lot of it. You have to have a break. Right. Just let it, your whole body settle back down to that exposure that you just had.
Yeah. So, So I got two more questions and then we can open it up to some of the other questions.
Yeah, because you got a lot of questions coming in.
Yeah. I got to pay attention to that too. This is so hard.
I know. If you have an assistant that you can put assistant in there, they can help you with.
Where's Susie?
She's dealing with her collectibles. She does a lot of collectibles, and so she's just been between her job and the collectibles and trying to do the show, it was just getting a little out of hand for her. So right now she's still collectibles. We'll revisit it back in December when her season's over.
Okay. I don't care. I just want her here. I don't care. It's all about me.
No excuse. You got to be here.
Well, anyway, I miss her on your shows, but you know, she's busy. We get it. We get it. Okay, here we go into. We're kind of touching on this a little bit with the galactic energy of what's going on today. A little bit. Do you have anything that you want to like just throw out as far as galactic energy? Because some people in the chat are talking about how they're feeling the energy, they're feeling a shift, they're feeling. Are we getting? You know, you mentioned getting prepped for the higher vibration, or the interesting with when you mentioned water, the denser vibration, which is different, but it's still an elevated vibration.
Right. You know, I've been dealing with the ETs in space now, like on a 5D level, which took me a lot to get used to. But to go start working in the water, they're wanting me to elevate to 7D, which I think that's pretty fascinating in itself. That the water, what's going on in the water, is a higher vibration than what I've been dealing with in space. Now, yeah. The vibration, of course, there's a lot more different ETs and stuff of higher vibrational levels, just what I have been working with. But I just do find that fascinating that I would have never guessed that I would have had to raise my vibration to go into working in the water.
Into water. Yeah. And you know, and I find that obviously, I mean, I've been a water guy all my life. I mean,
me too.
I'd live in the water if I could. Getting and diving into that medium that is slower and thicker, you can't move as fast, raises your vibration.
Right.
And I find that dichotomy and that plurality it's so so apropos right now in these times.
Well, I want to ask you a question, and because I haven't researched this yet. Part of the thing about what they're attracted to the water, what's going on in the water, is the fact that it's cold. And I did not know that, but that's one of the reasons why they can stay hidden, or that they're not been found or not been dealt with. It's just the temperature of what they're dealing with. So what do you feel about that part of it? I mean, how cold is it down there?
Depends on how deep you go.
I mean, and where, like Arctic or whatever. But I mean, that part to me was pretty fascinating when they were telling how protected they were because they were so deep and it was cold, and they want it to be cold. Which I'm finding, you know, we have a lot of stuff going on in Antarctica and Arctic, you know, all these cold places and all these desolate cold places, which I find pretty fascinating that that's where they like to go, the ETs or certain ET groups. I can't say all ET groups, but it tends to be that they like it cold.
Wow. It's, I mean, certainly the deeper you go, the really colder it gets. And there's my particular fascination is where they call the twilight zone, and that is about 250 feet to 600 feet, that range in there, because nobody explores that.
Have you been that deep?
No. I've been to 220.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And a little green guy with 3 fingers tapped me on my shoulder and said, "Go up."
Get out of here.
It's weird because not weird, but when you get that deep, if you're not breathing the right mixture then you get this nitrogen narcosis, which, you know, in the beginnings, in the Jacques Cousteau days, they called it Martini's law, where it's like you had a couple of martinis. And to me, that's just shifting your consciousness a little bit so that you can accept, perceive other things. However, with the equipment that we had at the time that I did that, I could only stay down there for a very short time. They have rebreathers now that you could stay down there for, you know, an hour or two in exploring that range. That had other challenges with it too, as far as coming up. But nobody explores that area because it's, well, you can't get to it with scuba. And then the submersibles, they always, it costs so much, so they go deeper and they skip that area. And
now, well, again, what's that area? What depth is that area?
It's between 200 and 600 feet.
200, 600, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we should look into that.
Yeah.
Well, first I've got, since I told you about visiting visiting Atlantis, which is off the Fiji Islands. And it was like different water densities in there. And I have a feeling it was between that depth. Let me see if that's between that. Yeah, it sits in that area. And it took a whale who was the only thing that could get that deep to take me there. So it was a whale. I actually started off with a dolphin, and then I met a whale, and the whale took me deeper. But the whale could go deeper and colder. So the whale took me there. But it sits in that area is what they're telling me. And it's actually different densities of water when you go in. Stating your light with Andy Bear. Okay. Whales are the oldest here on Earth. Yes. Do they prefer cold? Apparently so.
Yeah.
Usually they prefer cold because they're everywhere. Do they? And I think they do prefer cold, but it does. I'm hearing that it depends on the different species of whales. Not all are like. And the one, Danny, you know the kind of whales. The whale that took me down was the one that had the white front and the blue back. Whatever, the really big one. I have to look it up. But
was it this one?
No, it had a pointer.
Well, we can make it pointier.
But anyway, apparently they do like the cold, but it took the whale to get me down deep enough, and so the dolphins and everything cannot go as deep as the whales, and can't go into the cold like the whales can, and so they're the ones that took me to Atlantis. And as I said, Atlantis was just different densities of water. Like the walls were like,
yeah,
you could see through some walls, and some were cloudy, some were clear. And so I thought that's right. And sitting in chairs. I was going into a meeting, sitting in a chair. It was a different density of water. The table was a different density. It was just pretty amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's not
it. That's what it was. It was a humpback. You're right.
Humpback. Okay. Hi, Danielle.
Yeah,
hi, Alice. They just came in. Hello. So are you going out of body when you're underwater?
Am I going what?
Oh. Out of body? Do you have to adjust to the density of the water or of the out of body?
Well, I've had different experiences like that. And when I went to Atlantis, I was in my body, and but it had to be an out of body experience type of thing, or through the third eye, whatever. But I represented myself in my own body. In fact, when they had a king and queen there. When they met me, they handed me a little harmonica-looking thing, and it was a breathing device that I was to put in my mouth. And the first thing I said was, "How can I talk with this breathing device in my mouth?" Well, we were talking telepathically. I say some of the stupidest things, these people. And so I'm sitting there saying that, and they're just all kind of looking at me and they're like, "Oh yeah, right. We're communicating." Not anyway. So
You crack me up. The first time you said something like that, where you were going up there and you said something, and whatever you're doing, whoever you were around, the ETs looked at you and went, "Oh, you silly human."
yeah, you're so human. You're so human.
You're so human.
You're so human. Yes, I get that.
Oh, am I going to talk? Oh, you're so human.
And that's exactly right. That's how they feel about it. I almost feel like sometimes I'm just their entertainment.
Yeah.
Let's see what she does with this. Let's see what she does with that. Everybody watch her because she's going to do something really stupid. You know?
Well, that's why I keep having you on the show. Come on, Gail. We're waiting. So far, you haven't really delivered. So, I'm waiting for the big stupid. I haven't been getting it.
Not yet.
Not yet. Now never mind. We won't talk about me. When you talked about Atlantis, because I've been in there in my meditations a lot. And when I was there, I was thinking, I wasn't really paying attention to the structures, although it was more crystal-like energy. And I'm going, I was more interested in walking or swimming, floating on the streets and around the structures. And then when you mentioned the different levels of density, it just makes so much sense to me. I go, well, yeah, that's it. It's just different water densities. And now I want to go in there and see if the water densities are different temperatures, which I'm sure they are.
They probably are. They rushed me into a big meeting room, and I was representing all the spaceships, all the medical side. I was representing all the hospital spaceships. They don't call them hospital, but all the medical spaceships, and I was the medical officer. And they sat me down at a table, and it was an oval table. I would say, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15, maybe only 12 of us sitting there. And then, but there was like stadiums, everybody above us, hundreds of ETs, all had these different breathing devices. All of them looked different. And you had to sit there and go, and of course, I'm sitting there staring with my mouth open with a harmonic in my mouth. Trying to figure out, is that part of them or is that their breathing device? What is that, kind of thing. And so, that was fascinating. And I had to give a report. And I'm going, report? I'm giving a report. And I was freaking out because I was having to give a report. And this Arcturian who was sitting beside me put his blue hand on my hand and said, "It's going to be okay. You're going to be fine." And you're sitting there, you got your hand up there, and you see this blue hand come on top of yours. It was pretty fascinating. It was very, very fascinating. And of course, I gave my report. And thank goodness it's telepathic, because I'm sure my voice would have been shaky. Given the report, because it was, as I said, it was hundreds of them up above, like a stadium type thing, and we were sitting all below, so everybody's looking at you.
Yeah. When you said the little harmonica breathing device, I thought of James Bond, and you were the Juanita Bond of going into space. James Bond, he had the little rebreather device.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I have to go back and look at that. Which one is that? Which show was that one?
Oh my gosh. I think I'm not a big James Bond fan. Mm-hmm. I think it was Thunderball, where he dives into the ocean, and anyway, I don't know. But yeah, that was the coolest little rebreather thing, and you got to use one.
I did. I got a little tiny one, but all these other ones, people or ETs had, some of them were big, like almost like a snorkel, and but it was the snorkel, their same color of their skin. And so I didn't know if that was like part of them or if that was their breathing device. There's a lot of different ones up there.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Woo! I love playing in this energy. It's just, we get caught in a lot of the 3D stuff, and we forget that we can play in this upper level energy, in this lower density of water. So a couple of things in news, space news. I'm not going into the other.
Here we go.
I'm not going into the crazy cat news. So they've discovered water on Mars underneath the surface, about 7 miles below. And
how many people were shocked about that? No.
Yeah, I wasn't.
No, nobody was shocked about that, I don't think. Well, in this community.
Yeah, right. How many people are shocked that they found that similar body of water in Earth underneath the surface?
Right, which we always knew that it was there too.
Right. I mean, that didn't surprise me. Right. So it kind of pisses me off that I haven't been diving in it yet.
Yeah, I think of it, you're right.
Yeah. So maybe it's time for us to get on a bus boat and go dive in the middle of planet Earth and Mars. So this is where we're going back to tie it all together. I can't believe I'm actually functioning like this. We're tying it together with foodstuffs and trade. So I'm thinking that the trade that that we have that is valuable is the water foodstuffs that we can transport to Saturn for the commerce.
Yeah, because what I'm seeing is spaceships full of grain. Like there's another beings that are interested in grains that we have.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who they are, but it looks like that's where we're taking it to trade. Is that the first thing we're going to? Let me see. That's the first thing we're going to start trading.
Yeah. I mean, well, it makes sense because it's all about the pizza for most of us. Yes. And they're going, how do you make that stuff with the red on it? And
oh my gosh, do you remember me talking about? Speaking of food, when I was working on the first spaceship, the Astro Medical One, we had a little lounge where it was always the humans that worked on that spaceship, and it was also the gray hybrids, what kind of more human acting ones.
Yeah,
we had our own little lounge, and which each group had kind of their lounge, and we had this little lounge. But one of the gray hybrids wanted a club sandwich because he thought they were beautiful. And I had to bring all these makings of a club sandwich up, making, and they're basically vegetarian. So I knew this was going to be a disaster. So I'm going up just because they're wanting, and they like the fact that it was, you cut it in triangles. They just thought beautiful. So I got all these things. I brought peanut butter too. I had enough forethought going, they are not going to like these club sandwiches, but they probably will like peanut butter. So anyway, so I went and I got all that together and took it up there to them, of course. And whenever I had any food that I came from Earth, they would line up to come in and try it. They would just line up. And they were so orderly. You humans would be just like, they would get orderly and line up to take a bite of whatever. Of course, none of them liked the club sandwiches. So the humans got this club sandwiches. So then I started making them the peanut butter sandwiches with banana and fruit, which, that's what they more would eat. So they did like those. But
did they start singing like Elvis?
No, they didn't sing like Elvis.
What about Beyond Meat? Could you have used Beyond Meat bacon? Do they even have it?
No, they just don't eat. I mean, they eat different things, but I didn't partake in a lot of it because when I was introduced to their white mush is what I called it. It was the nastiest thing I'd ever tasted, which every time they were thanking me for something I had done, they would have this celebration and I'd have to go in and they'd hand me a white bowl with this white mush in and this white spoon. And it tasted to me like a cross between watered down potatoes, watered down grits, bland, no taste. You know, finally one day I asked them, I said, what do you call this? And they went, vanilla ice cream. This whole time they thought they were serving me vanilla ice cream, and it was just the nastiest thing. And so, and it had been that, and they flashed back to when the ETs were here on Earth and were like in Area 51. There was a guy there that made the homemade crank ice cream and served it, and they loved it. The Greys did. And so somehow or another, that recipe just got just diluted and changed and whatever. So the next day I went and bought some Breyer's vanilla ice cream, and I took it up there and opened, like, I think I took 5 cartons and opened it up. And they all came and took 1 spoonful so I could say, this is what vanilla ice cream tastes like. And they only took 1 spoonful at a time. As I said, they're so orderly. Humans would not have been that orderly. Yeah, and they were worried about hurting their digestive system, so that's why they only took 1 spoonful.
Right.
But that nasty white stuff. So that experience, I have not wanted to venture into a lot of their foods. You know, they do have those simulators on the spaceships where you can get your own food and have it made for you, whatever your tastes are like. But of course, again, the humans don't like the simulators as much. So on the bigger spaceship, the Athena, we have our own special cooks there that cook for us. So, but anyway, we can go all day long about the food, and no great food for me.
That's funny. That's funny. All right. I think we should go to questions. Questions. We can talk about.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want? Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to say?
No, I'm just laughing at you because I see you've got 2 questions started, and I'm the same way. I get involved in my conversation, and it is difficult for everybody to be in the conversation, start the thing, bring it up, try to change it gets a little challenging sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you're afraid you're missing somebody, which you're going to miss, and you don't want people to get mad at you because you missed their question. And so
don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at Gail. She's the one that's pulling my energy away from the chat.
There you go.
Let me see as I'm looking through this. As I'm looking through the chat real quick to start some things. And hi, everybody. Oh, Juno's here. Hi, Juno and Jennifer Cooper. Hello, hello. Heavenly blessed honey. Oh, man. Do ETs like honey?
I don't know, but I certainly do. You do too, because every time you came into Mount Shasta, you were going home with a big thing of honey.
Big thing. And last time I went up there, I bought 2 of them.
Did you?
Yeah, and I'm almost done. I mean, I got about that much left on my first one. But I got one that's blueberry honey.
Oh, really? I've never had blueberry honey. Have you tasted it yet?
I have, and it's honey. But I switched to the Star Sage honey. That's the one I ate first. So I'm going to be opening up the blueberry honey later and really having a good taste of it. So anyway, yeah, it's blueberry honey. Okay. Any galactic energies that, as I get ready to post some questions, that you want to share with us?
Any galactic energy?
Yeah, any galactic messages, let's say.
Any galactic messages? Well, you know, what I continually get is hang in there. That's what I keep getting. Just hang in there. And they know there's a lot of energy coming in, and there's a lot of shifts coming in. And they're really focusing more right now on this community of people. They're really more focusing on that. So you might be experiencing more energy than, say, your non-believer brother, sister, mother, cousin. So you might be experiencing a lot more energy shifts than they are. So they're just saying, just bear with them. Just hang in there. That's what I keep getting over and over again. And it might be they're just telling me that personally. I think that's the collective.
When you said that, I imagined that cartoon with the vulture, and he goes, "Hang in there, my ass! I want to eat something." You know, it's like, hang in there. It's because I feel the same way. That it's just like, can we get to it? Can we get to it now? No, wait. Patience. Yeah. So, and I've been I've been getting that message a lot as well. Just wait. You're close. You're close. You're this close, but
you're getting that you're close. I'm not getting that at all. I'm not getting that close. I think as soon as you get close, it's like they put the bar further.
Yeah, but this close that doesn't mean anything to them.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's like, oh, you're going to use that linear thing? No. Okay. You can use it if you want, but really. And it's, I keep going back to just enjoy the journey. Where you are, enjoy it. And enjoy the surprises, enjoy everything.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. I only have 2 stars, so if I miss somebody, put it back in there again. And this is, both of them are from Debbie at 3 Shifting Veils. What is galactic coding?
Hey Debbie, what is galactic coding? I'm assuming you're talking about the codes that are being sent to people. And that would be individuals. I'm assuming that you're getting some galactic codes and you're asking about that. What I'm finding out, I don't see that the galactic codes that we're getting is like a general code. I'm getting it's more individual codes, and it's probably like from your star family, and it's like a light language, but it's in codes. In fact, I get more messages from codes like that myself versus light language because I'm more telepathic, coding. I'm more into seeing numbers and letters and things like that and trying to decipher. But I think we all know what they are. It's just that we haven't brought it to the forefront to be able to decipher what it is.
Yeah.
And a good example of that is Aurora, who does these drawings of these people's ET guides and things like that. And she always has codes on her pictures for that individual. She has no idea what those codes are. She knows it's directly connected to that individual, and it's a code connecting them with their ET family. So I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Debbie, you have any thoughts on that, Danny?
I think that, that really resonated with me. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That when the way that a couple of things. I was thinking of like Nancy Jean's crystal grids.
Right.
That's a type of coding too. So there's different. There's
no crystal grid.
Yeah. There's different types of, and there's coding in crystals, and then there's coding in synchronicities too. So there's all these different types of codings that goes back to what the individual will be able to comprehend and
numerology.
Be aware of numerology. Exactly. Yeah. So I see there being a lot of different ways that this coding comes to us. But when I think of the coding that when I saw this up there, I didn't get synchronicities. I got a little bit of a crystal grid, but I did get numbers and symbols in my mind about this galactic coding. And I think that it is super similar to light language, which makes no sense to me at all. However, it does free my imagination when and I'm not comfortable enough to say it to anybody else. I have to be alone when I do that. But I noticed that it really frees up the imagination and opens up my third eye to a lot of different possibilities. And I think that that is what the galactic coding is doing.
Yeah, Debbie's saying thin lines in different shapes vibrating in different frequencies.
Yeah.
Debbie, you know, those are like codes specifically for you. As I was saying, you know, and I get codes too. And one time I was getting codes and I thought I was going XO, XO, XO.
They love you.
Yes,
they love you.
And then I looked at it again. It was X10. Well, that was the first thing. Oh, that's so sweet. They're sending kisses.
They love you with conditions.
And they probably went, she's so human.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. And then Debbie also had crystals from other worlds being traded too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we're going into the trading. Yeah, so it goes back. Yeah. So our crystals here on this planet, are they unique, or is there a crystal structure that is universal in this?
You're talking about, is there a carbon structure for crystals?
For crystals that's universal in this galaxy.
Let's see. Is there a carbon crystal that's universal? Yes, and I'm getting that it's the clear, like a clear quartz. Yeah, clear quartz.
Okay.
That's universal. Carbon, whatever. That's pretty universal.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm seeing them using it. This carbon. They're telling me they're carbon crystals. Is what they call them. Carbon crystals. So they're using those as they use that in transportation, and they use it. You remember what Superman went into the cave with the crystals? They're showing me that right now too.
Yeah.
And they're saying that was for communication. So there's some truth to that cave with the crystals with Superman.
Well, yeah. Anybody that's read Superman comics knows that.
So they're calling clear quartz carbon crystals. That's universal.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down.
And for me, and I'm not a big crystal person. Juno's she's a big crystal with
I love crystals.
And you too?
I love crystals, yes. In fact, in front of me, you know, when you came up when I was at Mount Shasta, you sat there and looked at all my crystals sitting in front of my computer.
Oh, yeah.
Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 crystals sitting in front of me to do the show.
I have too many.
You love crystals too.
That's pretty cool one. I like this one.
I wonder where you got that one.
I found it in my mailbox.
Everybody.
They're so cool. I was drawn to that crystal when I went into that shop in Shasta. Not that particular one, but they're just so powerful.
Yeah.
Amazing. But to me, the crystal, definitely is all about knowledge and a sharing of information. And I like the fact that it's, the carbon-based crystal is also about propulsion and stuff, which takes me back to Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right? So all this sci-fi stuff.
Well, they're also telling me not every species uses crystals the same way. That some use it as communication, some use it as transportation. That there's some scientific things that go into the carbon crystals, so how they work with them.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
You want to see my latest stone that I got? Got this beautiful sunstone. You see it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
Sunstone.
Sunstone.
Yeah, it's got kind of pink in it. It's kind of like a good luck one, good luck stone.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's like for good juju.
Good juju for dropping in the water and visiting shark.
Yeah, that's right. Like abundance and things like that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
cool. Juno says Indian sunstone, that it looks like an Indian sunstone.
Probably is. I love sunstone. This is my biggest piece I've got. I've got little pieces of it, but this is the biggest piece I got.
Yay.
So do you want to talk about my last water adventure?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
I just don't know if you wanted to go there.
A water adventure? No.
Well, I think well, I didn't know if you had some more questions you want to go to. And
I didn't see any. So if there is one in there, just if you can just rewrite it again, and then we'll get to it.
Oh, look, Juno's putting in there's a deep blue stone called apatite. Yeah, I love that stone too. Anyway, my last water adventure, which I haven't been talking. Oh, you want to? Is Danielle? Oh, that's the other.
I'll just put it up there because.
Okay.
Because I liked it.
And it's good.
And I'm in charge of the button.
You're saying it a lot better than ever I said it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Danielle.
Okay.
So, people in the chat helping me out with my own words.
Water journey.
Well, I've got so many water journeys. But my latest is, as I said, they've been trying to increase my vibration, being able to go work in the water and going, I guess, deeper in the water. But I had no idea that this was going on. But they had me sitting back observing, which is very common when I'm getting ready to do a new job. That I sit back and observe. And what I was watching was a merman talking to somebody in a cave, and he looked like a blob that was in the cave. And this merman did not want to do what this guy was wanting him to do. He was sitting there shaking his hand. You could see his body. I could feel his tension. I could feel how he just didn't want to do it, but he knew if he didn't do it, there'd be consequences either to his family or to him. It felt like a kind of a mafia feel to it. And so then the next scene I saw was him crawling out of the water, and he was a good-looking guy, and he put on a suit, and then he went and he actually killed somebody. He was a hitman. Then came back, took his suit off, and went back into the water. Now, I felt like this was like in Australia somewhere else, but Danny and I looked into this, and we're thinking now it might have been on Mars. And so then he went back, and of course he did his thing, and he was connected to this blob. And anyway, that was very disturbing. That was very disturbing when I saw what he had been told that he had to do, and he did do it. So then a few days later, I was meditating, and I looked down at my body, and it was changing into a fish. I could see scales coming on. I could see green and blue scales coming on all over my body, and I'm sitting there going, look at my hands, going, what in the world's going on? And I actually was put into a small body of water first, and I'm going, I can't swim in here. I can't swim in this pool. I got to get out. Then I was put into the ocean, and I'm going, oh, this feels so much better. It's larger. It's cooler. I feel so much better. And then I looked at myself, and I was a shark. And so I was going, okay, what am I going to do? But I swam to where this merman was and saw how he was connected by sonar, or I took my sonar and disconnected him from that blob. And there was like 30 different beings that were connected to this blob that he was controlling. And I took each one of those things and bent it from him with my sonar ability. And so each one of his almost like tentacles, but they weren't tentacles, but that's the connection he had to these 30 different people. And I bent it so he couldn't have any more connection to them. So everybody was freed at that time. And so then I left. So the first thing when I turned into a shark, I'm going, oh my gosh, what am I going? Am I a killer? I was really worried that, what am I doing? I don't want to do whatever. Am I connected to this blob? Am I, is he going to make me do things? But then I was going on a rescue mission and saving these 30 different beings that were connected to this blob. So that's the latest water adventure. Don't know what's going to happen next, but that's,
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. And let's make sure if that was on Mars or Earth, Danny. Can you check on that yourself?
Okay.
Was I on Mars? I'm getting that. Well, yes, I was on Mars. Was I on Earth? No, actually, this is Mars. I'm getting Mars. What are you getting?
Yeah, I'm getting Mars too.
Yeah.
I'm getting Mars too. And I'm asking if we can get the information of what that blob was, and I'm getting no. Not now.
Yeah.
Not now. And
it looked like Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
They're more blobbier.
So when you first told me the story, I'm like,
there's that crazy Gail again.
Well, it just really upset me. I'm going, why does Gail get to be a shark? I want to be a shark.
Well, I've been a whale too, I went on a planet and they rolled in this cart with his whale suits on, and I unzipped my human body, hung it up, and put that whale suit on and went swimming with the whale. So
well, that didn't help either, because I want to be a whale too. But and we were talking about this in how sharks, because a lot of times you don't think of sharks using sonar, but they do. Great whites. I mean, they're
telling me that because when I was doing it, I'm going, okay, I have sonar ability. Going, where did that come from?
Right. Hammerheads, big sonar ability because their heads, the sonar pieces are all up along here. Mm-hmm. So they're really tapped in. So and I'm sure there's others too. Right. But yeah,
I don't know. I don't think I can identify this kind of shark that I was, because as I said, underneath my belly part was not gold, or green and blue scales that were real shiny.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I'm an identifiable shark. I just know I was a shark.
Yeah, not down here, but on Mars.
Right. That's great.
Yeah. Okay, we're coming up to an hour. Let's 2D was the blob a 2D entity, do you think?
I don't know.
Low vibration?
I don't think so. I think that might have been a 5D vibration. Yeah, that's 5D vibration.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm going to be, since I'm on Mars, apparently I'm on Mars, I don't know if there's any 2D or 3. Let me see if there's any 2D. No, there's no 2D, no 3D. So I think the lowest there on Mars is 5D, and I'm getting a yes on that. How about you?
I didn't ask. Let me see. Mars. Yeah, no 2D.
Danny, are you frozen? Are you still looking? I think Danny might be frozen. So anyway, I'll just sit here and look at the chat. Everybody was just, yeah, I think he's frozen. So I don't know if he'll be able to come back in. Oh, I lost him. All right, everybody. Well, anyway, we're going to end this show, and I hope, thanks for everybody for joining us. I'm going to speak to everybody. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Annie Bear. Hey, Juno. Thanks for joining us today, and Danny will be back on. I'm going to go out. I'm not sure if that will actually end the show. We'll be calling him because I can't end the show on my end. He has to do that. All right. Thanks, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.